Welcome to the 25 Days of Empowerment. This is day 2, April 2nd, and I'm Emiliana Patrick. I am a breathwork facilitator and astrologer. You can find me at thepatrickpearl.com, and you can book an acupuncture appointment with me at the Daoist Traditions Student Clinic on South French Broad if you are in Asheville, North Carolina.
And I'm Tiffany Torres. I am a self-love and feminine empowerment coach. If you are not naturally a female, don't let that deter you. My messages are for everyone because we all have feminine aspects within us. And you can find me on Instagram at tigerlily.and.co. TigerLily is my coaching brand.
So here we are, April 2nd, and just for a moment, really come down into your body. You know, Mercury went retrograde yesterday evening, and this is time to come into our breath, into our awareness is now shifting. Our dreams from this point will get stronger, our daydreams a little louder, our minds will wander. And a great thing to ask people is, this is what I heard you say. Is that what you actually said? Because we're not operating from our logical minds right now, and that's all right. We're in the first part of the retrograde, which means we're reviewing, and we're doing this unconsciously too. Our whole being is reviewing what came up and what actions we took since December 22nd. And today we're in the last quarter moon phase. This is this is the last actions. This is our last burst of energy before we hit the dark moon. So really honor the fact that although Mercury is retrograde, we have energy at our disposal. Things are still unstable because we are in the eclipse season, which means the hidden is coming out. And allow it out, allow space for these hidden things. And if there is impulsive speech or hurtful speech or sarcastic speech, it's a good time to, my favorite is, wow, that hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or if something flies out of your mouth, say, oh my gosh, I really didn't mean that. Or I did not intend the way that flew out of my mouth.
And take full ownership, and also know that we are navigating shifts and changes. And so offer yourself a little bit of kindness too. It's okay. We've all accidentally sent a fiery text or said something that we didn't mean, but take ownership, apologize, and also apologize to yourself.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's why I love working with you, Tiffany.
Mm. Thank you.
So interesting. Today, in addition to this abundance of get it done energy that we have, we're also looking at shedding our belief patterns regarding achievement.
Mm.
So, like, it's this always there are both. Where am I proud of myself? You know, what happened since December 22nd that I'm beaming about, that I love the fact that I did and that it
Mhm.
went well? And what did I try to do that didn't quite work? And how do I feel about that?
Mm.
Do you have any offerings about this, Tiffany?
Absolutely, absolutely. As you're reviewing what's happened since December 22nd, I suggest performing a strength assessment. Where are my strengths? What am I naturally good at? And I don't mean what does society tell me I'm good at. I don't mean what gets me awards and accolades. What truly in me am I good at? And that is coming from a high achieving Capricorn that loves the accolades and the awards and the things that capitalism tells me I should love. I love it, I do, but those are not always in alignment with my full and authentic truth and what I truly and naturally, without effort, I'm good at. So notice that difference. Notice that shift. Is there a fire inside of you when you're doing these things? Or do they really truly drain your energy and then you have to take a whole day to recover from being in that space?
And Tiffany, you bring up such a fabulous point here, because as we head to our ceremonies or our rituals or our time, if you don't like those words, it's the time we're going to be creating to activate our deepest prosperity, to claim it. It has to do with your authentic self.
Mhm.
So to piggyback off of what you just said, do you have any ideals that you're trying to match up to? And
Mhm.
where did those come from?
Mhm. Yep. Yep. A lot of times we get those types of ideals or those visions passed down through generations. So if those ideals are not lining up with your full authentic truth, I would say you're probably healing your generation and breaking some molds and breaking some patterns. And that can be really hard. And it can feel really isolating and really lonely. And so, my suggestion to you is to find that validation within yourself. Write down a list of things that are truly, authentically yours and yours alone. And take that list and put it up on your mirror. Put that right next to your desk on a little sticky note so that you're seeing that. Because while, yes, those things might be your personal ideals, we also have to live in the world. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you to quit your job just because it doesn't match your ideals. But what I'm offering you is a way to balance that and to remember that you fully are in control of your destiny. And if you would like to change that, you can just slow down a little bit and take it step by step. And then you have that beautiful note there that says, this is where I'm going.
And
This,
your
yeah.
and your strengths, like
Yeah.
right there, like where you're aligning with your natural genius.
Mhm.
And that doesn't come from conditioning.
Mhm.
That's you. That's your spark. It's the thing that only you can bring. And, like even right now, as you put your hand on your belly or you come into your feet, and I also love, Tiffany, how you said it's where you're alive,
Mhm.
because it is. And so when you're making that list, and this is going to help like plow the field before we plant those seeds later on this during this time, and connect with that. Don't just connect with it mentally. Feel this in every cell of your being, in your feet, in your belly, in your heart, even in your arms, in the palms of your hands, in your forehead, as you come back to you.
Mhm. Mhm. Coming back to yourself, coming back home.
And then watch for those dreams, those daydreams. An animal might come to you, an animal spirit,
Mhm.
or you might see something, a plant, or something might catch your eye. Don't let those moments pass you by right now. Look
Mm.
up, what is the meaning of that cardinal, or you know and also one other thing I want to say, last Mercury retrograde, I was driving and I saw there was like I think it was a dead squirrel or something, and there was a buzzard, huge buzzard feeding off of this thing in the middle of the road. There was no one else around, and I just slowed down because I was like, this is really deep for me. There's
Mm,
something about this bird I need to connect with. There's something about, it's feast, it's basically regenerating something that has died. And that led me into a deep contemplation. So something really small or insignificant you can take into the space that you're creating and allow it to work on you
mm.
instead of you working on it.
Oh, I love that. I love that. There is a piece of surrender to this and knowing, yes, we are in control, and also there are external forces at play. And when you open up to receive the messages, they'll come. They'll come. But you do have to be still and quiet and patient so that you can receive.
Right. Some space for that. Oh, speaking of that, it's also a great time to clean out your
I love a closet clean out.
closet or clutter. This is the time. Like we have this burst of energy,
Mhm.
it's the end of the moon cycle. It's wonderful for cleaning out garbage of any kind. Also donation, Pisces, we're still in the Pisces cycle where, new moon in Pisces, we're at the end of that cycle. So, don't just, if you can, consider others and service and we're definitely in that kind of time as well. Anything that you can do that aligns. The buzzard story has another piece, and that is don't worry if you get a message that scares you.
Yes.
We have this eclipse energy. I mean, things might be coming up that are frightening.
Mm,
Just, oh, it's okay. We can be afraid right
mm.
now.
Yeah, it is okay to be afraid. Change is scary, and sometimes going down to the darker, the shadow aspects of your soul, it's really scary. And I admit I've been feeling a lot of fear. And what I do when I feel afraid, I know it's my inner child. So sometimes I sleep with the light on
Hmm.
or a little votive candle that I know will burn nice and slowly as I go to sleep. Be careful with that one. Be careful. Or I snuggle up with my dog, or I watch a movie from my childhood that used to bring me comfort. So it's okay to feel those feelings and just think about what does bring me comfort. Is it a warm blanket? Is it maybe a sweater fresh out of the dryer? And just bring your body those reminders that it is okay. We are right here. I sometimes remind myself of the date because with old memories, sometimes we can do what I call skipping timelines, where I feel like I am in a space where I was 2 years ago. So when I feel that way, I put my hands on my chest and I tell myself what date it is and where I'm currently living.
And look around. Look
Yes.
around. Actually activate your sensory awareness around you, and this will reactivate. I am no longer there. That's brilliant.
Yep.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
Um, so that's what we've got for you today, and we are sending you support and love as we all transverse this really potent time.
Mhm. Much love.